Welcome back, another episode, Beats Balance. Glad to be here.
Hello.
MLK holiday. Hope you all are enjoying the holiday, but also taking time to reflect on what it means and all of that. It's a beautiful day out. We are excited to be here. So what's going on in the world of Beats Balance? You got anything you want to start off with in particular, or we just...
Well, of course, in every episode we wing it.
No, we don't.
I think we do.
Winging it means not having notes and not being prepared.
For the most part, we wing it.
Maybe you wing it. I'm not winging it. Okay.
So today, I forgot I actually have to talk about something really good that happened for the salon. They reached out to me to do Coco Brown's hair. She wanted the big chop, and I don't know, for some reason she would trust a stranger to do such a personal journey, but they reached out to me and I was able to work it out and take care of her, and it was a really good, I feel like it really put Salon 22 in a good light. I feel like everything that I wanted to show the world that I offer here, stylists and clients, I wanted to show a certain vibe and just the energy and just what we offer here. And it's like she captured all of that for me and shared it with the world. And so I appreciate that. Her video was she went live, which kind of shocked me because I didn't know she was going to go live. But her live has been viewed at least 40,000 times right now. So that's good. It's definitely a blessing. So that happened, and I appreciate Coco Brown for doing that for me. She is a beautiful spirit, and it was just an amazing experience, and I was able to share my gifts. So I'm grateful. So that happened.
Well, I would say on that point, like, shout out to you, shout out to her for coming to you, but you for, doing what you're doing and having the space, ready and being in that space and already being, able to take on a client like that at last minute. So,
Yes. So the
shout out and
universe
kudos to you for just being, being ready, being prepared. And I think that's a lesson for anybody, any industry you're in or whatever. You never know when that opportunity is going to present itself. So that's a great thing to be ready and prepared and able to and confident in your skills and everything, just to go into that moment and knock it out the park like you did. So yeah, good job on that for sure.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So today, you guys, we still have on makeup. Shout out to my sister-in-love, Jada.
You got on some makeup?
I do.
Okay,
I feel like I did a really good job today for the podcast. So I'm going to bring my A game for the podcast. And so I did put some makeup on. And you can also see a video of me and Jada doing a tutorial on my YouTube page, Allison Person. So y'all check that out. And what else happened? Oh, so I relaunched the hair growth oil. It is now in a different packaging. It is now in a bottle with a little spout. I should have left it over here. I should have brought it, but it's over there. But I'm not gonna go get it. But you can find it on my website, AllisonPerson.com. So we rebranded. We got new bottles, and because the pumps that I originally was selling in, which we do have right here, the pumps were breaking. Because the oil is thicker, I believe, and that's why it was kind of making the pumps malfunction.
That might be your heavy-handed clients.
No, it was a thing, and I'm all about customer service and making sure the client is happy, and so I repackaged it, and so now that's relaunched. And I relaunched it today. So we have new bottles, and it's great for if you want to get in between braids. So it has a little, pointed spout. You can really get in there. Or you can just pour it in your hand. I did a little video to show that. because the oil I find is very lightweight. You can put it on relaxed hair or you can put it on natural hair. You can also get it in the scalp, get in between your braids. And so it's a win-win, you guys. So make sure you check that out too. So I did that today.
That's cool. That's cool. So those are available now, so anybody can go
Yes.
directly. Where can they go get it again?
AllisonPerson.com.
Oh, okay.
Or they can come to the salon and purchase it as well.
Yeah. But go online, yeah. When it all up.
So that happened today. So I think that's all as far as for the beauty part. What do you have?
Oh, okay. Well, again, you know, I'm inspired and by your continued, you know, I don't even know what to call it, continued drive or continued success, or just you know, your overall vibe. So it's good. I think we talked the other day, you know, about vibrations and frequencies, and you know, sometimes one of ours is higher than the other one, and the higher one helps to bring the lower one up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so you know, we got a good thing going there. So just shout out to you again for that.
Well, I appreciate that.
Go ahead.
So I just want to point out that, you know, manifesting is real.
Come on.
And I just, you know, I know we talked about this on a previous podcast. We talked about how I got a little bit of negative backlash from my meditation post because I do like crystals. Because people tend to believe that if you believe in God, that you can believe in crystals, which I believe, again, in my opinion, is that He made everything.
I was gonna say, who made the
right
crystals, rocks, right?
The crystals. So, but I just wanted to say that, you know, the whole reason why that opportunity was presented to me was because a young lady by the name of Phoenix was inspired by my posts of me meditating daily and praying and meditating. And so I just feel like God just really showed me that, you know, you don't have to do a whole lot of work. He's going to work it out for you. So as long as I stay consistent in speaking with Him and talking to Him and letting Him lead me and guide me, He's going to bring you opportunities. And so that opportunity was just literally just given to me. And I wanted to show people what I provide in my space and what I like to give to the world and my gifts. And so He pretty much gave me a platform that I didn't even have to do anything for, but be myself and do me and do what I do every day. Right. And so doing that, He pretty much showed who I am and what I do.
Yeah. I mean,
to at least 40,000 people.
Right. That's marketing, right?
So
that you could have never, you know.
I just gotta shout out God for that one. You know what I'm saying? Like, God is like, I am in awe of Him daily. But when He does stuff like that, it's just like, there no words? You know, there's no words. It's just
confirmation, you know, for what you're doing and the way you know, doing things and going about it. So.
Yeah, I'm definitely grateful. So,
yeah, and I think, you know, to that point, you know, is, I mean, people, you know, again, have opinions in certain ways they do things, but, you know, whatever works for you. I think that was the title of the last podcast. You know, the other one we did. Whatever works for you, you know, do what works for you. But as long as you find something that's working for you, and then again, it's helping to inspire other people and get other people to kind of, you know, see you in a different way or just see things in a different way. I mean, it's a win-win. So, yeah, keep it going. What was it?
Oh, yeah, okay.
What was it?
That's
Oh, okay. We moving on?
Let's move on.
Okay. Yeah. So again, today is MLK Day. Is it MLK? Was it MLK Day or?
It's just his day because I shout out to him on his actual birthday the other day. His birthday was a couple days ago.
Right, the 15th.
Yeah.
Right.
So MLK Day, the kids are out of school.
Kids are always out of school.
Yes, but we are childless today. That's why we get a chance to our podcast. My sister Angie decided to get my babies. Shout out to Angie. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
So, yeah, we're going to enjoy our childless day today. So, yeah, but shout out to Martin Luther King.
Yeah, but so I was saying, yeah. So, and I think a lot of times, you know, when we talk about Martin Luther King, or you know, it comes up here in Memphis or anybody like that, I think since we're here and you know we kind of hear about MLK or Martin Luther King like year round, and so it's like I think people in other places, it might not like it's big for us, but it like it's I think it hits different for us being here in Memphis because you can ride by, you know, the actual spot where the assassination took place.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just so many reminders. You know, you hear about the Civil Rights Museum year round and people coming into town to see it from, you know, all over the world and all of that. So that's definitely a big part of our Memphis culture and Memphis heritage. And, you know, I think sometimes we just kind of, we might just get, you know, used to it, and you kind of forget, you know, what he really.
I mean, we take it for granted.
Yeah, we take it for granted because you know what he really stood for, and what really happened, and how I guess how tragic his assassination was, and all of that. So you know, anybody, I always encourage people, if you haven't been to the museum, I think you should check it out. Get some good stuff in the museum. Of course, today it's always super crowded, but even today, even being down there with all those people, you can kind of get a sense of how big it is and the magnitude of the whole thing. So, and I encourage it on days when there's not a whole lot going on, just go down there, ride by, or just pull up and kind of see the place and just soak in all of that energy and history that's there. I think that's very important. And you know, in the age of social media and all the things we got going on, we might forget about that sometimes. So,
I always wonder what he would think today, what's going on today. You know, it's a lot of. I've noticed it's a lot of racial tension, but I feel like it's so crazy because first you had the Black Lives Matter movement that's still going on, but then now I feel like I see a lot of Caucasian people that are kind of putting out there that they're being discriminated against because they're white, which is strange. It's really strange how it's they're trying to flip it, but you know. I really, because I have a really good friend that's Caucasian, and I love him. And I have, I have a few friends that are Caucasian that I really love. And so I just try not to get sucked into the negativity, because I feel like that, you know, love will conquer all. We do have to be, though, aware of people that are lost. That's the only thing I can say, is that they're lost. They're, you know, people that are just embedded in hate. You know, we still have to be aware of that. But at the same time, I want to embrace the people that do love. That's all love. You know, it's not about race and all that, you know, because that community is still out there. Even though you see a lot of hate, you see how they rush the Capitol. And I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of confused because I immediately went back to black people when they put a noose up, because I was thinking, dang, what we got to do with it? You know, I thought it was the black people, but apparently they wanted to. There was a message that they were going to hang Vice President Pence, but I'm like, okay, and kill Nancy Pelosi. So I'm like, wow. So it's interesting how you see the hate spill over into not necessarily racial, but parties. You know, political parties, which is crazy. But I just want to, you know, try to stay focused on, you know, the love, because there is still a lot of love out there. Because if you get too consumed with the hate and the violence and the, you know, just craziness of it all, you know, it just brings you down. And so I'm just trying to really, I took CNN app off my phone. I'm trying to really just,
on your phone?
Yeah, because you don't watch the news at home. Well, I found out we can watch the news at home, but on that Wednesday when they rushed Capitol, I just realized we can see CNN on our TV. I didn't even know that, but I know I was finding myself daily looking at the news, and it just brings you to a space. It's like,
oh yeah. I mean, and not even just the racial stuff, like just anything. Like if you watch the news, you know, constantly, you know, it's like you're definitely gonna be bombarded by just constant negativity.
Yeah, and so I had to stop that.
Yeah, but to the point about the you know, the race stuff, I mean, you know, like I think you made a good point. Love, you know, conquers all, and if you focus on the love and focus on loving the people around you, you know, it kind of you know, doesn't leave a lot of room for the hate to get in and that energy. So yeah, I think just focus on love, being aware that there is, everybody's not in that love circle. There is some hate, out there, but definitely not focusing on it and trying to keep it at a minimum, and just, keep the love in the forefront and just show love, give love, and the more we continue to do that, then, our surroundings will continue to be more loving, and more, loving people will come into the space, and just all, all around.
You attract what you're giving out.
Right.
So you're giving out love, you will attract love. But if you give out hate, you know the rest. So that's MLK today. Yeah, we still celebrate him and all that he did.
So I'm gonna jump into this music.
Okay, we'll jump into
let me jump into.
Oh yeah, let's talk about music. Yeah, let's talk about music because I got something to talk about.
Okay. So on the music front, my man Common dropped a new album. It's called A Beautiful Revolution.
And what song did you send me?
I don't know. I had to go back and see. I knew you were gonna ask me that.
How did you send it to me? Did you send it to IG?
It was on story. I think I was listening to it, and then I just put it on my story so the world could see.
That you thought about me when you heard that song.
Yeah. I think it might be like number 6 or 5 or 6 on there. I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, Common. Yeah, it's a real good song. But and his whole album is pretty good. It's really good. I love
me some Common.
Yeah.
Do we have to talk about the Common story in essence? I mean,
you probably told it 1,000 times. Nobody wants to hear it anymore. Like I was saying.
We'll talk about it.
Like I was saying, y'all can go back and pull up any random episode. I'm sure it's on there.
No, I'm never talking about Common. Yes, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, his new album, A Beautiful Revolution. And again, I'm always, I'm a big fan of just grown folks, music, grown folk rap, especially, you know what I'm saying? Rap. And just, I can listen to Common, man. He's talking about, things that I can really relate to, things that I want to relate to, things that I wouldn't mind playing in the presence of my queen, you know what I'm saying? Like certain things like that. So I respect and give Common his props for that. But yeah, that's a really good album. It's just got it talks about the times we're in, but it's also Common always puts his soulful flavor on it, and his just his vibe. This whole thing is pretty cool. So yeah, check that album out.
Did you put it on our title?
It's on title.
Notice how I said our title.
Yeah, that you don't put nothing on. A Beautiful Revolution. And then you got the thing that makes it so cool is PJ. Isn't that PJ Morton? I think that's PJ Morton that's on there with it, even though they just say PJ on here. Was it Courageous? It wasn't Courageous.
Is that a song that you said you like? Because that's the one you sent me.
I had the one I sent you. I don't know what one I sent you. I have to look and see. But anyway.
It was good though.
Yeah, but anyway, Common's album is cool. Check that out. And if you got any other albums or anybody else you think that I might like or we might like, by all means, shout them out to us, and we'll put them in the rotation.
Yeah. So, is it time for you to talk about mine?
Yeah, come on.
Well, I have a music topic to talk about.
Okay.
So, a lot of people are talking about the album that, the beautiful Jasmine Sullivan put out called Hotels. And y'all,
okay.
Have you heard it?
I haven't heard it, but I've been seeing Hotels. I've been seeing the HD. Okay, I get you now. Okay.
So,
what do you say? That's the song. Okay.
Oh yes, okay. So, ladies, forgive me. First of all, I take music very seriously. I'm the type of person that, yes, I love a good beat, but I love a good message. I feel like music is powerful. Music can change your life. And, we grew up in an era where we had a lot of good music, where now I feel like we live in an era where we glorify things that I feel like shouldn't be glorified. Let's just say that. So when I heard Jasmine Sullivan's album, I was taken aback. I'm not gonna lie. For one, it's called Hotels, and I personally, I'm just gonna say it, hated the album. I'm just gonna say it. I hated it. I hate that I wasted my time even listening to it. I thought it was going to be an evolution of like you started here and then you got there, but no, it was just all, to me, just a mess. And I was almost I was angry by the album because I was just like, what the hell is this? And because I'm like, all these women were talking about how it's just this powerful album, like, where is it? So I even put some on Instagram, but I haven't taken it off because I don't want to be offensive to anyone. But to me, it was like the R&B version of the City Girls. Like, it was just, to me, just crazy. And then I saw my cousin post something about it. And I love my cousin. Shout out to Bree. She was talking about the album Hotels and how she can relate. So I was like, if she can say she can relate to it, then let me dig a little deeper into this album. And I reached out to Bree and I said, I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't stand the album. And she had explained to me that, you know, I've been with Walter since I was 19. I didn't have a whole phase. Right? Right. And so I had to realize that I know my story is not the norm. I've been with one man since I was 19 years old. I'm now 41. I didn't have a whole phase. And so I had to learn just that in that instant with Bree to give some grace to women who did have a whole phase. Because I guess the album is kind of just sharing that women had whole phases and now they have evolved. I don't know. All I know is now that when I see that women can relate to her album, it's because hopefully, I guess is what they're saying is, oh, I've been there, done that, but now it's different. I would just hate to say that they've been there and they're still in it. Because the album to me is wild. I mean, you talk about you give a man your car and he come back the next day and you know, you do all these things for him because of the D. I'm sorry, y'all. I love all of him. All of this, I love. But does he keep me with his D? No.
Damn, don't.
No, I'm just saying, like, the sex is great. I told him the other day, we talked about the other day, like, we still have very good sex. We do. Powerful. Love. But if he treated me like crap, you think I'm gonna stay because he got good D? Yeah, he got good D. You think I'm gonna stay though? No. Like, I feel like I don't like when women, and women have told me this before, that they will deal with nonsense with men because of a good sex. To me, that's ridiculous. I feel like your mental connection should be more powerful than the sex, because actually mental connection makes the sex better. Your spiritual connection, it makes the sex better. My connection with Walter is not because he has good D. He does. But that's not holding me with him. That's not holding this together. It's just a plus. It's the icing on the cake. So I can't wait till we start talking about love again, spiritual connections again, and not just, oh, I let him treat me like shit because he give good D. Like, that to me, that's ridiculous. I'm sorry. That's ridiculous. And I'm really interested. I really would want to see what a man feels about that album, because it's like, it's basically saying that men ain't shit, but we deal with them because we're broken. Let me stop. I just feel like we need therapy. Black women need therapy. But thoughts? Any thoughts? I'm just not gonna get into it.
I mean, what you mean you're not gonna get it? You got into it.
I mean, I'm just saying I'm not gonna keep on because okay. I don't want to be I don't want to be offensive, because I just feel like, again, women, we are because I feel like she even had a song in there that basically said that we tricking our husbands because if we want something, we gonna give them sex to get it. Why can't our husbands do stuff for us because they love us? Why gotta be because we gave them some sex? Like, sex is a really big part of a marriage, but I just feel like nowadays we're using our bodies as a tool to get money, and that, like, how to pull what's the song? How to pull $1 million. First of all, ladies, y'all ain't finna pull millionaires. Let's get that out y'all head. Stop thinking y'all can pull a millionaire, because a lot of y'all can't. I hate to sound like that, but how about just pull a man that loves you? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with a man that just loves you? That shit works too. Why you gotta pull the man that got millions? Because a man that got millions ain't necessarily gonna love you. So that's my problem with today's music. Why can't we just say love? Why we gotta say, I'm not dealing with him unless he is a baller? Because the ballers are gonna deal with you and 3 other women. And then y'all talk about how that's okay because he's a baller. So it's just the message is just crazy to me. And maybe because we got girls and we raising children, it's like, oh, it's a lot. But anyway, I'm gonna stop.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I haven't heard it, so I mean, I don't know, but I mean,
but what do you think about the message that's going on with this music now?
I mean,
you know the message.
I mean, the message, yeah, but I mean, you might well just talk about every album. I mean, you can't just talk about.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's what I said. Every album, it's like nowadays, that's the message, is putting out there to our women, our young girls.
Well, I think, I put that thing that Diddy, he had a little comment he was talking about, just how love is missing from music, and we need to get back to, love in music and all that type of stuff. And so I thought that was a very valid point. And, just me dealing with music on a daily basis. I mean, I see that. And it's hard for me. I mean, being a father with 2 daughters, and I mean, yeah, it's very tough. And I think about it all the time, like what type of men are gonna be around, when my daughters get ready to date and get married? Because if all of the the men, I mean, and women too, I mean, just the society in general, like, what I'm saying, what type of society is it gonna be when it's all about money and sex and relationships and all about all of that type of stuff. And so it's like I don't know what it's going to be, but I know it needs to change. And I think people in my position, or people in the position that are making the music and working with people that are making the music. Yeah, you're not going to go in and say, I'm not doing this type of music anymore. Or I'm not doing this, but I think you can have a conversation around. Let's try to do more of this or less of this in the music and things like that. So just people that are in the environment or in the position to make music and in the room creating it, we got to have those conversations and have those thoughts that we want our music, and I'm talking about black music, we want our music that we're selling and throwing on our kids and future generations, we want that to have some more substance than it has.
Right.
Because if we continue on the path we're on, all this is going to be just
crazy.
Trash and no love.
We
no
need more
love
soul in our music.
No love or respect. There's no respect for for each other or for self. There's no self-respect. Men don't respect each other. The men definitely don't respect the women. Vice versa. So it's just a lot of that going on. So just I think more and more people need to be aware of that and try to put some more of the love and the good things back into the music. And just so we have a buffet, it's a time and place for everything. So if you got a buffet of music, I can choose some of this, choose some of this when I need to. I don't have to eat the whole anything that I don't want all the time.
And, talking about relationships and, the music and how it affects our community, it was interesting because I went to a brunch with some ladies, and they were talking about, I kind of came a little late, so they were talking about relationships because one lady lives in Atlanta and the other lived here, but they also lived in other areas. But they were talking about how it's so hard to date, and they were older, mid 40s, in the 50s, and beautiful women, successful. And they were talking about trans men, and how a lot of the men are looking a lot like women, like in Atlanta, and how it's I don't know, I guess it's like men are attracted to these transgender men, and also the gay scene, and how it's just hard to find a good black man. And I was kind of blown away by the conversation because I feel like, I guess I live in a bubble. My world is, I'm a married woman and I'm with Walter. So I guess because I haven't, like I said, I never had a whole phase, or I'm not in the single lady scene. A lot of my friends are married. So it was interesting to hear the conversation. But one thing they said was that, you know, the men that are straight, that they use dating as a sport. They said they like to have multiple women, and then they also like to date. Okay, so this is the thing that got me the most. They said that single men will find successful black women, single black men will find successful black women, and then their whole motive is to break them. And I was so blown away from this statement because all three of them agreed that men seek out successful women to break them. And when I asked them, what do you mean break? And they said they try to break their spirit. They try to bring their self-esteem down. They make them feel like they're not good enough, look good enough. Their success is not all of that. And I was like, well, is it a pride thing? I mean, what is it like they want to feel good? And they're like, no, that's just what they want to do. They want to get in and break you. And I was just like, wow. So as a man, Walter, I know. And I know a lot of your friends are married too, but even some like your single friends, like, have you ever heard that?
No, I'm not trying to break them down mentally, no.
So again, I think I need to talk to more single people or people dating, because I'm really intrigued now to see how it is out here in the world with people dating, because I love to see black love, but when they talk like that, it's like scary. Like, dang, what's going on out here in these streets? Like, what is happening? And so I made a statement. I said, well, I feel like, you attract whatever vibration you're giving out there, that's what you're going to attract, right? And they agree with that statement, but at the same time, they said once you attract that person that you feel like is on your level, then later on they try to break you. So I don't know. It's confusing, but it's definitely disheartening to hear that. So I just want to see, if you guys got some feedback, let me know. But I told them that I feel like there are good black men out there. There are men out there that want relationships. So I don't know. Okay, maybe I've been in a relationship too long, and I don't know about the single life, but it was real eye-opening.
I mean, I don't have a whole lot to say about that because I didn't hear the conversation. So, I mean, I heard what you said.
Well, yeah, I guess so, yeah. I mean, I guess we don't have a lot to talk about as far as singles, but, I guess we can talk about marriage stuff. But singles, I would hate to be single this day.
I mean, yeah, but...
with the music, with the people, with the motives, I don't know. And but what I did say is that I do notice that a lot of black men, I have seen that black men feel like they need to find a woman that can take care of them. I know I have seen that, which I feel like is crazy. I feel like if anything, it should be 50-50, or the man should be taking care of the woman. But I know that's a problem, but I didn't know the conquer and destroy was a thing. So, but anyway,
I don't know. Yeah, I can't really say nothing. I haven't heard anybody talking about conquering and destroying. I think that might be a little extreme from the female perspective. And again, if you're talking about women sitting around telling horror stories, then I'm sure it got a little bit more, a little bit extra in some cases. So that's my take on it.
But it was a little intense. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm sure it probably was intense, but again, you got a bunch of women sitting around talking about men and stuff that y'all start to really give us a bad rap in their circles.
Well, I was the one that was trying to be love and light, but they were like, nah. I'm like, okay, well, hey, I'm not single. And keep in mind, I was sitting with a group of single women, so I can't.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Right.
I can't dispute how they feel. I can only go by my experience.
Right. And I'm just saying for the reference, you can't. Not saying what they were saying isn't true, but yeah, it
Because
might
I believe in some situations it's true, but anyway.
Okay.
We're just gonna pray for our black couples.
Well, pray for everybody.
Just saying specifically. I don't want to pray. But anyway, moving on. Let's move to a lighter note. What are we going to talk about now?
I don't know, because you're getting these damn tarot cards.
No, these
I
are
don't know what you're doing.
tarot cards. These are our talking point cards we're going to do a little later in the show, like we said we're going to do.
I'm saying, so we did that last week. Is this like a thing?
Yes, it's a thing until they run out. Anyway, moving on. What we're going to talk about? I just want to talk about TV.
We didn't discuss that fully.
I said it on the latest episode.
I'm saying we didn't discuss it.
Oh,
What you said on the podcast. Don't really.
Oh, it don't matter. Okay.
But anyway, we've been spending some time together at home, watching our shows together. When I get a chance to, sit down, or I take the time to sit down and, just chill out at the house without doing any type of studio work or anything.
After I've cooked dinner.
Yeah, so we sit around. I start a fireplace. We might watch a couple of shows or something. But anyway, one thing we watched last night that was pretty cool. I watched, and I think
he watched.
Because you were on your phone, probably talking about the
creating content.
Yeah. Anyway, the name of the show is called Song Exploder.
Oh yeah, I did watch that. Yeah. I thought you were talking about the other thing, but go ahead.
Song Explode on Netflix.
Song Explode was good.
Go ahead, tell them all about it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell them about it.
You give your take. I just said it was good. I love a good, music documentary.
Right, go ahead.
And it was just showing how they make the song, and that's it.
Right, I'm saying.
You tell them.
Oh, so everything she just said is what I was about to say about it. It's a great show. They talk about how they make the song. It shows the process of making a song. A lot of people think if you're not in the music industry or the music business, you think that, you just go in and bam, a song is done. But like it takes months sometimes.
A team.
Right. It takes a lot of work to get a good song from I guess inception of the idea to the full or final product. So. It showed how they go through the writing phase, how the writing team is put together, how they bounce ideas around, how they have rough drafts they listen to, come back, new ideas, all of that, add different things in, and just try to live with it. Like even when I'm working with somebody, I'll say, okay, we might come to a good point, but I'll say let me live with it, or go ahead, take this, let me send it to you, let you live with it for a few hours, 24 hours, 48 hours, a couple of days or whatever. And then come back and let's see where we are, because in that time period, a lot of things can happen creatively with the song. So it's a good show. The one we watched last night was, what's the name? Dua Lipa? Something like I'm pronouncing it wrong. I think it's Dua Lipa.
What was the show called again?
Song Exploder.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, it was a good episode, and it just showed the whole process of getting that song together, and so I thought that was pretty interesting. That's something I'm going to kind of pay attention.
It was Dua Lipa. And she's good.
Yeah, she's good.
And I'm glad I saw it, because I didn't know about her. But that's a good way to expose an artist. And it was just the little things in the songs. Like, I guess because I'm married to a musician, I pay attention to the little details of songs, because that's what he's exposed to.
Because she thinks she Quincy Jones.
First of all, I am.
She thinks she Quincy.
Let's just be clear.
Everybody
I know a hit.
Any song that I've done, if I've worked on your music or mixed it, she probably listened to it and try to give me some feedback on it.
That's right. Cut that, fix that. I don't like that.
She's. I give her a promise. She got a good ear. It's good.
I do have a good ear.
Got a good ear.
Yeah. But one thing that was interesting about Dua's song is that one of the lines of her song was they wanted her to say hot damn, and she wanted to say goddamn. But just that line in the song, even before I knew that they were talking about that, I knew that was a powerful part of her song. And it wouldn't have fit if she said hot damn.
Right? It wouldn't have sounded right instead of god damn.
Yeah, it was. But so it's just things like that. Yeah, it was things like that.
I think that's a good observation. That was a good point that they made. I think some of the writers, they were trying to get her to say hot damn instead of goddamn. So you're right, that just the intensity or the power of saying saying it one way than the other is what goes into making, you know, good songs. And it was also a part where her vocal coach was saying, you know, when you say this part, you know, smile. So even though it wasn't something that you would necessarily say with a smile, or it wasn't even something happy, for her to say it, you know, for them to tell her to say it with a smile, it kind of brought that a different kind of weird emotion out of it that you wouldn't normally get if you just said it a certain way. So yeah, it's kind of peek behind the scenes. So anybody that's wondering why, you know, somebody's at the studio all night, or the process goes on, and you know, I think it's a good peek behind the curtain to see that it's not just, okay, we're gonna pull up and make a song. It's a lot that goes into it, and so if you're not in those sessions or in that world all the time, you wouldn't necessarily understand that. So it's a good peek behind the curtain.
I think it's just so interesting too to watch the process, because you know, songs are so powerful. Just like they were talking about the song that the Killers made. You know, it's just such a, music has so much power. So to see how that song is made is just, to me, it's amazing. Because you know, even though these are you know, it doesn't matter the color of the artist, you know, the music's still the music, it's still powerful. So that's why I love music. That's why I talk about, you know, love, because music doesn't see color. If it's a powerful song, it can touch anybody's soul, you know. So that's what I love about it too. But anyway.
And lastly, before we get to the tarot cards,
they are not tarot cards.
Cobra Kai, Karate Kid. She hates that.
First of all, can y'all please see my eye roll with that one? I'm about to be watching those corny stuff, boy.
If you grew up on Karate Kid, then you are.
I saw Karate Kid. It's alright.
You didn't grow up on it like we did. No, you didn't. No. So, but anyway, yeah, season 3 of Cobra Kai. I just finished it. It's pretty good, and if you're into that, I would suggest check it out. They got some good. They brought back some good people, you know, from the original movies. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, if you haven't seen it, check it out. And
if you're not into Karate Kid, don't worry about it.
Yeah, if you're not into it, don't worry about it. Just like, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah.
But I've been watching Schitt's Creek on Netflix, and I love it. I'm almost done. It's so funny. You guys have been watching this show. And I'm also I'm going ahead and watch Bridgerton. I don't know. I'm gonna watch it after I get through with Schitt's Creek, because Lance just told me it's really good too. So if he says it's good, I think I may watch it, because Lance, we kind of be on the same page with shows.
All right, come on, let's do your cards. Get up out of here.
So as always, we are going to come with something organic, something authentic, and this is going to be our moment in our podcast where we're going to do our talking point cards. We talked about this last episode, where we're just going to be very just authentic. We don't know what these questions are. We're just going to find some and answer them. Until we start having guests, this is what we're going to do. So we got enough cards until we can figure out how we can have guests. So you want to pick? Oh, you picked 2. So this one says, if there's something, is there something you would like to change about yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
There's something I would like to change about
Let's hear it.
I could be more disciplined. Yeah, I could be more disciplined. I just kind of, you know,
How's that? Go with the flow.
Go with the flow, you know.
God.
Go with the wind, you know.
Ooh, wherever the wind blow. He's an Aquarius, baby.
I could be more disciplined in scheduling, you know, things like that. Setting aside time for, you know, other things, you know, family, you know. And I think just having that more disciplined schedule would allow me to kind of move a little bit better without getting as frustrated.
Would I get one?
I answered it.
Oh, y'all heard it. I guess am I supposed to answer that question?
You don't have to.
Well, I will. You know, one thing that I would like to change, and I feel like I am changing, is that I can be more patient. I feel like I get in my feelings. I need to know how to control my emotions better. Because
come
on. Shut up.
Classic example right there. Shut up.
So yeah, I feel like I do need to, and I'm working on that, and I'm actually getting stronger. Thank you, Jesus. But yeah, so I feel like that's one thing that I can change about myself, and I'm working on it. I'm gonna pick the next one. Over the past 10 years, what has been the biggest blessing in disguise?
10 years?
A blessing in disguise for 10 years? That we stayed together?
I mean, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. I think, I don't know. I think for me, just maybe being able to, over the past 10 years, just being able to do music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And being able to feed, feed my people from it. You know what I'm saying? Being able to have the freedom and flexibility to do it. And I guess the biggest blessing, right, being a growing, and the blessing in disguise is that I just honestly think if I was sitting up in an office all day, I'd just be miserable. You know what I'm saying? And if I was just, confined to a cubicle or, the same routine over and over, or, having to, answer to a boss that I didn't like every day, like I think that would drive me crazy. You know what I'm saying? Just my personality, the person I am. So the biggest disguise, even though it's been, it hasn't always been a cakewalk, or it hasn't always been easy, but I've grown in having to do the things I've had to do to maintain, my career in what I'm doing and the way I'm doing it. And, as more and more blessings and opportunities start to come along and present themselves, then it helps to kind of reaffirm to me that I'm doing the right thing, that I should, and I'm going down the right path that I should be going down, and I'm following, my heart and passion and the vision that God gave me. So I think, being able to do that over the past 10 years and more, really the past 20 years, it's been a blessing in disguise.
True. And I feel like too, like you said, it has been a blessing in disguise, because I feel like even the past 10 years of my career, things happened, but I feel like you don't know what you want until you know what you don't want. So I guess that's anybody's journey. The journey is a blessing. That's the blessing.
That's the best part. Is the journey,
And so now, just like me, I've been a salon owner for 10 years. And so I guess in my looking at it as a career aspect, the blessing in disguise is my journey. Everything that I went through, whether good or bad, that was the blessing, because I wouldn't be where I am today.
Come on.
If it wasn't for the past 10 years. So that was good.
Yep.
Let's pick one more and then we'll be done.
Just one.
Bam. If you were to die tomorrow, what would you regret most? Ooh.
I think for me, it would be that that maybe I was a little bit too reserved at times. Maybe too. I think sometimes it's better to be. I would regret not being as spontaneous sometimes, or just just go. I think I'm sometimes I get too calculated. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of might overthink some things and kind of be more.
Fear sits in.
Yeah.
Some fear.
Yeah, I mean, just fear of uncertainty, fear of not knowing, fear of not being able to control the situation. Whereas as I've gotten older, I'm just I'll be like, man, fuck it, just let's just do it. Just do it, because if it's for you, it's gonna work out. If it's not, you'll get a lesson out of it. Just not being as reserved. And I had a partner of mine. He used to tell me, like, you just so calculated. You like, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta just do this, you know, just go sometimes. And so I think the older I get, the more and more I'm like, you know, trying to be less calculated, if that makes sense, or less, you know, less fearful, or just less apprehensive sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I think that's one thing that I would say. And regret is such a strong word, but I would say, you know, some situations I could have been more assertive. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have any regrets.
Of course not. You're perfect.
No, I don't.
That's a joke. I tease you all the time.
He just think I'm perfect. Okay, let's just gonna put it out there.
I didn't say
that. No, but I don't know. I don't. I feel like I said, regret is a strong word, but I feel like everything that I've been through or everything that I've done, it happened for a reason. So I don't really have regrets. I mean, if I had to choose it, I guess I would say I regret not being.
Really, if you were to die tomorrow, what would you regret most?
So would that be like something I did wrong?
If you were to die tomorrow, what would you regret most?
I would okay. Well, okay. Guess I have to think about more. I would regret not I'll regret not being who I really am. Like I'll regret that I listened to other people and not listened to myself. Mm-hmm. I'll regret that for a lot of years I shrunk myself down.
Come on.
So because, and I say that because I guess if I would die today, it would be because I don't feel like I'm just getting into that space where I am myself. I'm being authentic. And so if I was to die today, that means I really have the time to really be me. And I feel like now, even though I'm 41, I'm now being who I am. I'm my own person.
Right. Unapologetic.
Unapologetic. Right. So I guess that would be mine.
I can agree with that. I mean, just, you know, for myself, that's kind of what I was saying too, you know, for myself as well. So, yeah.
All right, so that was because we do one more. Because I feel like it's supposed to be some relationship questions. He's so deep. Let's see about one more. One more. Is there something that you would like to change about me?
We ain't got no time.
We see. I got my answer. Go ahead. You want to go first?
No, go ahead.
Is there something I would like to change about Walter? Yes.
No, hold on. Is there something that you would like to change about me?
Right, you're reading it as if,
right.
Yeah. So is there something I want to change about you? Yes. So one thing I would like to change about my husband is that he needs to focus on me a little more. He is very consumed in his love of music and his life and his career. And I feel like he could focus on me a little bit more than the music. Even though I get super consumed with my own career, I know that. And that's how we grow, because we do allow each other to be, driven humans in our field. But I would like to stop sometimes and cut all that off and just focus on him. And I would want him to do the same for me. So that's one thing I would like to change about him. Just a little bit more me. Focus on me.
Okay.
What about you?
I would like to change your level of patience.
I already talked about that.
Well, I know, but that's what I'm saying. I think, you you be quick to,
I'll pop off.
Yeah, but not even there. Just, I think more time to kind of take a deep breath and assess the situation.
True, you're right.
Because it could be something that's minor or really nothing at all, and it'll turn into a World War III type thing, and it doesn't necessarily have to be.
I received that.
I'm still talking, hold on. And I'm trying to cut me off. But yeah, I think just the patience and just being, just taking a deep breath and just kind of take a step back sometimes, and because sometimes it's warranted, sometimes, it's an emergency, sometimes it's it's crucial, and sometimes it ain't shit. And it turns into, let me tell you, so since we're talking about it, so, because what happens is it could be nothing, and then, you'll take it and run with it and turn it into a whole situation. And then now that you've made it a situation, then you've made it a situation for me. So then when then I get into the mode of, well, don't try to, no, I'm trying to get your wife. Exactly. See, because you want to cut me off and jump in so bad right now. But the thing is that patience and breathing and taking the time to just say, it's not. I might still have to say something. I still might have to address it, but it doesn't have to be that severe. It doesn't have to be that extreme, right? Because really, this issue is really not an issue. And when I address it in an extreme way, then I create a whole nother issue. And then when my husband is in his world and surrounded by the issue that I've created, and then I want to just act like nothing happened and be in another situation, but you created this situation around me, and so that leaves me in a situation, and you just going off whistling in the wind like ain't nothing happened. So all of that can be avoided at the first point of just
I'm working on it.
And so that's the end of the podcast. We're going to end right there. Do your little love light. Let's close it down.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
I received that and I'm working on it. That is a part of my journey and my process. Okay.
For sure. All right, good deal.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us for this episode of Beauty Beats Balance. And as always, we will try to stay consistent. I think I'm doing good so far. And until next time, thank you so much for watching and listening. And we will see you guys